Welcome, my beautiful souls, and welcome to the Rambling Psychic. I am Sandy, your tarot reader, specializing in love readings, contracts, messages from above, often, because I do connect to above, and we're going to do that today also. Um, but yeah, so many different readings. In this reading today, we are going to our spirit guides and we're asking um 6 questions, and this is really to see if there's any energy left that maybe needs to be cleared so that when you go into 2026 in that clean brand new slate, you're ready to manifest. Um, if you're looking for love, hopefully it's on your path. So I'm going to be asking questions that will um, definitely give us a clue. What I ask from you is just to calm your mind, try to open up your intuition. And, I say that, and I know for some it's like, what do you mean? Let's put it this way. Because we read through our spirit guides, ask your spirit guides to give you signs of confirmation. When you watch a reading, whether it be anyone's reading really, you should feel it. Like my readings are soul to soul. I feel like we're one big, well, I don't feel like it. I know we're one big soulmate family. So when I do a reading, I am speaking to your soul. Um, so with all that said, 2025 is almost over, and I just want to see anything else we need to know. Also, though, I want to know what's opening up. So we'll go through the questions, and I'll explain them as we go along. Oh, sorry about that noise. I know some people listen, like on the podcast versus watching, so I'm always careful with the noises. I know some have headphones on. But we're going to use the crystal vision today and the tarot of dreams. Tarot dreams will answer the main question, but then the crystal vision will be its backup, let's say. I'm going to slide these over a little bit. And just going to take a moment, connect myself. I'm going to connect to above of the light. And let's begin. So, question one to our guides: is there anything that's blocking me or my growth in love? And by the way, when I say me, I'm just you. So, this is for you, but I like to read it as I am you, because I really feel like I am. So, is there anything that may be blocking love? Hmm. Nine of Cups. You may be, but because you may not care so much. This is inner fulfillment, and it's also fulfillment of wishes, but it's inner fulfillment first and foremost. Nine of Cups, by the way. Um, I like this. I like this a lot. And the reason why I really like it, especially when you're asking a love question, is I feel like there's no anxiety here. There's no what must be. This is being open. I have a feeling, and it's also a 9, and we're in this last year of a universe of this 9-year cycle. So I feel like for some, what this is saying is when you find your inner harmony, well, I feel like the world just opens up for you. But for some of you, I feel like it's like, okay, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm enjoying myself. And I also want to remind you when, because this is about fulfillment, right? Inner fulfillment. Um, I feel like it automatically puts you in a state of gratitude. And I feel like when you're in a state of gratitude, all that is meant for you will come in. And I feel like it comes in its divine timing. And that means right when you're ready. So let's take crystal vision above that. Look at this, the Empress. What beautiful energy. Hello, nurturer. This is someone um whose heart is wide open. This is someone who's been through a lot, but what she has learned is not to close her heart down. And this is probably what I'm feeling for some. It's like I don't feel desperate. And maybe that's the key. It's interesting because I feel like the Empress has been busy. And when I say the Empress, I mean you, some of you have been busy creating. And it's beautiful energy to create of. Some of you may be creating from your own home, or you will be. And I feel like whether you are now or you will be, I feel you're going to love it. So, the Empress, very powerful. This is someone who receives epiphanies often, as we all do. But the Empress, because the Empress really has had a spiritual awakening. She knows that the truth is the truth. It reminds me, it's interesting, a difference a day can make. Yesterday, I was so down and I was just crying for no reason. I mean, there was a reason. I was crying because of all the things that are going on in the world, but I was feeling it so deeply. Well, the Empress is kind of like that, right? She's an empath. She feels what others feel. Um, but what I also love is you can see that there's this apple about to hit her in the head. That means one of these apples are ripe. Now, the apple is really a seed, your soul seed of intention. So, boy, do I love this because I'm asking if there's anything blocking you or blocking love, let's say. And I would say for the majority, no. And for some, it may say that you really do need to find that inner harmony first and foremost. Someone else is going to come in and make your life perfect. You can do that. That's the power I'm feeling within you. And I often feel as it relates to love, let's say that, maybe my heart is longing a little. Well, I feel, and this is because of my spirit guides, if we refocus our mind into our creativity, it kind of gets rid of like the cobwebs and it allows your intentions to just flow freely. You can tell your spirit guides or divine, like I would like love in my life. But with the Nine of Cups, you're not going to just accept anyone. The Empress certainly is not going to accept just anyone. The Empress is of high vibrational energy, and it is because of the work that she has done. I say she, but it can also be he. It's just the mother figure, not just, not just. I feel like the Empress has gone through all the experiences of the queens. So I don't. So bottom line, I don't see any blockages. Um, but if you feel there's a blockage, then I feel the message for you is to try to refocus your mind. I have to feel like the Empress gets an idea, and the next thing you know, down the road, I have a business. I have a business. And it started from just this little seed. Well, because we're asking about love, this apple may be a seed of love. All right, well, let's keep going and we can always come back if we need to. So, what do our spirit guides want us to know right now and why? Well, hello, Ten of Pentacles. This is why many of you are moving into your creative house. This is the house of abundance. This is your spirit guides telling you that you have what it takes. You know, the Ten of Pentacles is our ultimate goal, but we may just be starting, right? That apple, that seed that the Empress is about to receive. And if there's anyone who can turn it into the Ten of Pentacles, with or without someone, it's her. But I'll be honest, I often feel in the Ten of Pentacles, you're not alone. Like the Ten of Cups. I feel like there's, it certainly could be family. But I often feel there's love there too, because I feel like that is not just abundance, but loyalty. It's a house that truly can take root. Um, I often feel like if I'm creating a business, it can be the type of business where family may work there with me, or it can be a business that's handed down. I feel like your creativity and the money just seems like beautiful. The Hangman. Slow down, you move too fast. The Hangman. Pause. Reflection. The Hangman is seeking spiritual wisdom. And, it's interesting because when I think of the Empress, the mother figure, and think of her carrying a child, even though pregnancy is uncomfortable, us mothers, we want to carry that baby for the full term, right? And the Empress is someone who not only receives these epiphanies, these ideas, these blessings, whatever they may be, but then she also knows the perfect time. She trusts her intuition. So there may be something that's developing, but it's developing in what feels like perfect timing. I forgot what the question was. What do our guides want us to know right now and why? Well, I would say get ready. Like, get ready. I feel a couple different things. For some, I feel like you're having a spiritual awakening and it didn't come easy. You've worked on it. You've worked on it. Your guides know that. They're proud of you. They see what you're doing. And I definitely feel like they want to help. I know they want to help. So, whatever wisdom I'm seeking within the hangman, it is about my next steps. I have a feeling it has to do with that seed. And, who knows, something may be coming in. Ten of Pentacles, with the hangman, I feel like what it's saying, I don't feel like it takes away the potential of the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like what it's saying is step by step, and then you will reach the Ten of Pentacles. That means you will be abundant. You can take care of you and whoever else you want to take care of. And not only that, with the Nine of Cups right next to that, like, hello, harmony and abundance. Mm, okay. Well, so how will your love life be? Whether you're single, new love, current love, and so on, moving into 2026 and in 2026. But many of you know I'm not looking for like a year out, even though we are changing years. But what I mean is, I'm not looking like They falling in love in 2027? No, I want to know when, how soon. Wow. Hello, Palace of Wands. Passion, sensuality, sexuality. It feels like some of you, interesting. I'm playing with my hair like I'm twirling my hair like a little girl. You know, like when you meet someone and you're a little nervous and you twirl your, I don't know if you can see me, I'm just twirling my hair. I don't even know why. Because I'm feeling the sensual energy of it and it's making me like feel like a kid. Queen of Swords. Um, so although signs don't really matter in this type of reading, it can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I would say that as it relates to love, you know, truthful, authentic. I love the butterflies flying everywhere. And I feel like that is a sign, like from a loved one, sign that we are helping. Or I get this sense like there's a mother figure who's like, I have perfect person in mind. You might be going on a blind date. Let me tell you, chemistry is going to be off the charts. But your truth, um, and I want to remind you, like a lot of times you'll see the Queen of Pentacles. It's not in this image, but she has a mask on, but her eyes are right. But the mask around her eyes are like cut out. I don't know. She can see. She can see. She's not wearing a mask. She's being her authentic self and being loved because of that. You know, it may be like definitely needing to let go of energy where you didn't feel worthy because you are worthy. And some of you, I just feel like you do not expect this. And that may be why I'm hearing a guide say like the creative house, and I hear this all the time. The creative house. Why? Because chances are you're doing something that you love, and that essence radiates from you, and the universe picks that up. So, steamy, hot, like sizzling, but authentic. And that's probably the key. It's authentic. Okay, so what lessons from the past are helping me right now? Hello, love. Hello, Ace of Cups. Here I am twirling my hair again. What is going on? Look how big that ace is. Looks like a trophy. Like you just won the trophy of love. Oh my. The marriage card. So these are lessons of the past that are helping you right now. Commitment. You know, I feel like for some, I definitely feel for some because I feel like for some you have love coming in, and I feel like the chemistry is going to be undeniable. the attraction, and I'm not even talking about what they look like. There's going to be this attraction that, again, is undeniable. It doesn't mean that you have to accept it. It's always going to be up to you. But what have you learned? Well, commitment, love, yourself in love. Am I easygoing in love? Or do I worry too much? You know, this doesn't feel like a lesson, I'll be honest. It feels more like a blessing. And what's mirroring the Four of Wands? The Empress. Too. Let me tell you, whoever falls in love with the Empress is going to be a lucky person. They're definitely going to be a lucky person. And opening the reading with the Empress and the Nine of Cups, as it relates to the Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands, it's interesting because here's the Nine of Cups, add this Ace of Cups to it, and now we have the Ten of Cups with the Ten of Pentacles and the Palace of Wands. Wow. I feel like, okay, so here's what I feel. I feel like what this is saying, I definitely feel like this is energy that's coming in, but I also feel that, with the hangman, it may talk about like not moving something too quickly if you feel uncomfortable. I really don't have anything that makes me feel that you're uncomfortable, but if you do feel that, take it slow, step by step. This is the marriage card, the commitment card, that what I call the true love card, and how beautiful that it has the Ace of Cups underneath it. I mean, my God, you want to talk about abundance and what feels like really the highest form of love? But why would the highest form of love be coming in? Because you yourself have evolved, and therefore that around you must also evolve or fade away. And the hangman could have been a little bit of like, okay, there's some things I know that need to fade away. Okay, wow. I'm going to slide these over because we're running out of room. I can't wait to do your January readings. Just from all the work that we've gone through and that I know many of you have done as it relates to your own, let's say, spirituality, your own awakening, your own clarity. Um, and I know many of you are going into 2026 with a clean slate. It doesn't mean that everything is solved in my life, but you're not looking at it as blockages anymore, let's just say. All right, so the next question is single or interested in love. What type of person is crossing my path? There's that passion. Wow. Look at that. Two aces sitting together. The Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. This tells me that this is something you're going to feel. You may feel it. You may even feel it before it comes in, especially with it sitting right next to the Ace of Cups. Let's see what the Crystal Vision says. Seven of Wands. Interesting. Okay. So I have a feeling this is saying, I don't know why I always say I have a feeling. My feeling is that this is someone who cares for the world. Or let me say it this way, they care for their fellow brother and sister. I feel like this is someone who is like a very good mediator. You know, like if there's issues, let's say like in a family there's issues, I feel like they go to this person and this person helps to find the perfect solution. I feel like this is someone who can see both sides of the coin. You know, it almost reminds me of like the King of Pentacles who can see the big picture. Um, you know, the Seven of Wands means standing your ground, but you know, the one thing I've learned reading tarot is you want to trust your intuition, what you're feeling, that first instinct you get. And that's what I got, like someone who, you know, could be like an attorney. Um, I feel like they help other people. And, you know, I'm getting this message. They help other people because someone helped them. And because someone helped them. And it feels like a long time ago, but they never forgot that. And now they want to pay it forward. But I feel like what they did is probably went to school, like college, but it was inspired by someone else helping them. That's quite beautiful. So, again, expect inspiration. You know, you could definitely inspire each other. And, you know, the Empress is the same. She wants to help other people. She wants to help people, like give them a hand up, but she doesn't give handouts. You know, she's learned the difference between just giving a hand out to just anyone or giving a hand up. This is someone I feel like that lifts people up, as does the Empress. So I like that energy together a lot. I feel like no wonder we have the Palace of Wands here because I feel like this is someone who carries a lot of passion in their heart, but also in their actions. Like this is a doer. Like I don't show you, I don't tell you I love you. I show you. Well, I'll tell you, but I also show you. Like I feel like what this is saying is there won't be a doubt because the Empress wouldn't accept it if there was. Like if I doubted your authentic self, let's say, then I'm either gonna go into the hangman pose and take some time, reflect upon it. Um, but the truth is, I feel like the energy it's talking about, I feel like the Empress will pick it up very quickly. If anything may send her into the hangman pose, I feel like it's the passion, it's the sensuality, it's that, oh, like I just want to kiss you. I don't even know you and I want to kiss you. That type of energy. Okay. Again, I'm running out of room. So we have one more question. And I think I'm going to come back and just look at a couple things. And I really love doing readings like this. We're just going straight to our guides. All right. So, what energy is called for? What energy is called for now and moving forward? Interesting. Okay, so Five of Wands. Well, that talks about drama, fighting, but it's the five. So I feel like it's saying change. You know, and soon I won't be saying this anymore, but in a universal year 9, number one, it can bring people back. It's a karmic month, December. But that doesn't mean all people come back are worth your time and effort, and that's why I love the Empress here, because I feel many of you, you know, you're at the point where you're not going to accept, you know, those who carry drama. And this is the change I feel like it's asking for. So I feel like this is stating, like, let's just say people or situations where no matter what you do, you're never right, even though you know you're right. But is it worth the fight? Is it worth the time? And the source that it's coming from, do they even know what they're talking about? Some of you are clearing some energy that I feel like has been with you for years. And it feels like difficult energy. I feel like you're making a statement this year, this next chapter. If you carry drama, if you try to pull me into your drama, immediately I show you the door. I'm living a different type of life now. And it doesn't include this drama. And I'm not going to waste my time fighting. I'm going to leave. I'm going to make that change. This is beautiful. The energy this called for. Well, the fool. The one who takes the leap of faith. And by the way, we are always the fool in any new situation. We're beginning again. We're starting something new. This is trusting in yourself. And I feel like number one, you're just not taking any bullshit anymore. Excuse my language, but I feel that. And I love the fool mirroring the Empress. And this fool's looking right back at the person in the 7. Kind of like, I see you. I see you. So the Fool really talks about the clearing of the past, but extracting the wisdom of the lessons, because, we learn something. And especially in a universal year 9, the year of the Hermit, this year was meant to reflect. This year was meant to look at my life and say, what's working and what is not working? Who's got my back and who's stabbing me in the back? Like, I feel like clarity has been coming to you probably faster than you can even handle. But we're getting so close to 2026. So, this is good news. You're allowing the drama to fade out of your life. You're stepping into the role of the Fool, which means you're willing to take a leap of faith. I feel like for some of you, it's relating to love. But I don't want to just say love, because I also feel your creativity. I know there's a lot of you who have been wanting to start business. But for whatever reason, like you put it off and you put it off. Well, let me just say 2026, if you truly want to start it, this is the year. This is the year. And, 2026 is a universal year 1. But I'm thinking of the 6. And for some, that's relationships. It's funny. I was going to do I'm doing a series right now, which many of you probably know, where I'm doing your personal year numbers as it relates to you moving into 2026. And I was going to do, I'm up to five, oh, I did five, um, personal year five, and I was going to do personal year six, but something told me to do this reading first. So, and that's the thing. I can have like I can come to my office and be like, okay, I want to do this reading today and that reading today. But many times my guides will talk to me and say, well, we prefer you do this reading first. And this is what I felt. And I love that because it's spiritually guided. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the decks. Hello, Fool. That's interesting because there may be, because we have the Ace of Cups and this Palace of Wands and this Ace of Wands and the Marriage card. And now we have two Fools. I kind of feel like we have soulmates. And it wouldn't surprise me if the people meeting are going to have similar paths. But again, I feel like if you're going to, let's say, look, which I don't feel like you have to. I feel like that's what our guides are saying. Like, do you, do your thing. You know, you can certainly put your intentions out there if you're looking for love. And, you know, like in a way, you don't even need to do that. But if you're going to, I wouldn't ask for like a particular person. Well, I mean, you can, but what is sent to us is really what's meant to be. So I feel like just saying, I want someone who does have a high vibration, who does care about their fellow man and woman, someone who does, you know, have their shit together. I don't want to have to fix them, that type of thing. And then let it be, and go into your creative mind. But some of you, you're going to be surprised. I get this sense that when we leave 2026, we are completely different. 2025 has been difficult. That's because it was meant for reflection. And we had to look at the hard things, right? Like the drama, even family members that just drive you crazy. And I'm not saying get rid of them. What I'm saying is, I just feel like you're no longer allowing yourself to get pulled into the drama. Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands mirroring the Fool. Well, that kind of is explaining everything I just said. Ten of Wands is like pushing that boulder up a hill. And I have to say, that's the energy I was feeling. And that's why I did a reading on myself. But it was very revealing. And I was torn whether to share it or not. But I thought, I can't be the only one feeling this way. And that's just how I was feeling, like I was pushing a boulder up a hill. But this Ten of Wands wants to come to an end. I want to see what's under it. Justice. Cutting ties. Oh my gosh. Hello, lovers. The lovers are hidden by the Fool. But not any longer. We see them now. And you know what I love about this image? They're both naked. To me, that means that they're being their authentic self. Each of them. And that's why each loves each other for who they truly are. Neither one is perfect. They're going to work it out together. Here's our chemistry. This is chemistry. I mean, just look at the image, right? But the full first. So I have to take that leap of faith. Look at that. And the hangman underneath that. With the hangman right here also. So I feel like it's saying love will show up. And I don't feel like there's any, like, I know some do dating apps and what have you, which, is fine. Um, because you never know how you're going to meet someone. But can I just say, I feel like with what we're seeing today, this just feels like what I call a spiritual setup, like a spiritual blind date. And again, I feel like your guides are going to give you this feeling that something is about to change. I feel like immediately, there's chemistry. Immediately. Okay. I shouldn't have flipped my decks around yet, so let me just bring out, if I can pick it up, bring out the Universal Tarot. And even though this really wasn't my plan, there's just a couple things I want to look at. So I feel like for the majority of you, there's really nothing blocking you um, that you're not already working on and clearing. Doesn't mean you've cleared it yet, but I feel many of you, you know what you want to clear and you're working on it. Like justice. And by the way, when you see justice, like we just saw, justice is about making you whole again. So we didn't ask you to cut ties. What, and sometimes you're like, well, what am I cutting ties to? What's making you feel unbalanced? It doesn't always have to mean divorce. I may be cutting ties to this drama, whoever it may be. I may be saying no more to fighting. Tired of it, right? And what does that do? Immediately you find balance, and balance makes you whole again. Okay, so what am I going to look at? Well, I kind of, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take one card. I'm going to give him a nice shuffle, though. I'm going to take one card over each question. So let's start with anything blocking your growth as it relates to love. Look at this, victorious. And it's the number 6, which is relationships. Some of you may be going into a personal year 6. Now I know I have to do that next. um, but this is not just victory in love. This is you claiming victory in your life. In the 6 of Wands, I often feel that other people are looking up to you for advice, for guidance. And why? Because you've been there, you've done that. And who better to help advise another than someone who has walked my shoes? I feel like that's why I love tarot so much. I see my life from the good to the bad in the readings. So, number 1, if you have some ideas, some epiphanies, a business you want to start, I feel like whatever you want to begin. Because this is saying you will be successful. All right, so what your guides want you to know right now, oh my God, Ace of Cups. It's a coming. And let me tell you something. Not only is it coming in, but I feel like you are ready. I feel like this is going to be a different type of love. And why? Because your vibration is higher. Because you have inner harmony. Because your guides know what you deserve, who you deserve. And some of you, I'm telling you, you have a mother or a mother figure in spirit who just has the perfect person in mind. How beautiful to not only get the Ten of Pentacles, but didn't get the Ace of Cups over that. Now, I also want to say there's going to be a true love for what you do, like a true love of your life. And it's a number one. It's a 1. 2026. The hangman's like, hang on, baby. We're almost there. We're almost there. All right. Well, how will your love life look? I mean, I feel like it's already answering that. Oh my God. Beautiful. The sun. Love. Of the light. Illumination. This energy makes you feel like a kid again. No wonder I was twirling my hair. This is also your illuminator. It tells you whatever is done in the dark will come to the light. So don't worry about it. It's like this person, same in the Six of Wands, are both claiming victory. This really is like, I feel like it's bringing back that inner child energy, that energy that was willing to explore. You know what I mean? But I feel this is mainly saying to you that this is love that is coming from the light. That means it's being guided from the light. This is not lower vibrational energy. Now, this is Leo's ruler. I should say that because I just feel someone out there is like, hello, that's Leo. And you're right, it is Leo. But it's not Leo for everyone. Look at the sun illuminating this Ace of Cups and this Ace of Cups. 2 Fools, 2 Aces of Cups. Do you think it's trying to tell us something? All right, let's keep going. So what lessons from the past are helping you right now? Look at this, destiny. What an abundant reading this is. The wheel, it's moving, just as it was meant to. It's interesting because the hangman, I get the sense it's like the rest of 2025. And I feel like the wheel, your destiny, is 2026. So I feel like this is saying, expect this. Expect passion. Expect love, light, abundance, love. 2 people who are living in their authentic skin. 2 people who will love each other for exactly who they are. And these people aren't perfect, because no one is. But this love is destined. There's no other way to say it other than it's destined, but it's destined for a certain time. And I love the sun right next to the wheel. Again, the illumination. It really seems like there's nothing to fear here. All right, let's keep going. Is single or interested in love? What type of person is crossing my path, the Eight of Cups. Okay, so someone who has emotional clarity, someone who's not living in the past, someone who, when you come into each other's lives, there's not an ex that you have to worry about. I love the Eight of Cups because this is someone who has been bold enough to look at the cups of the past. And it is important that we know ourselves in love. I feel like this person or you, or maybe both, could have left another, but there's no energy left from that. Like, I don't feel like there's anything following. And by the way, this person is heading towards the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Eight. As above, so below. No beginning, no end. Could we have past life lovers here? It's a potential because what's been on my mind? Like, I wake up thinking about it and I go to bed thinking about it. It's time to do a past life reading. And all the readings I'm doing are pointing me in that direction. So who knows? I may do one today. Okay, last but certainly not least, what energy is called for you moving forward? Look at that, the Queen of Swords again. Truth. Being your authentic self. Knowing that you have a right to use the sword anytime you need it. This is not a one-time thing. The sword is, I feel like a gift, like our intuition is a gift, right? Our intuition is our GPS. The sword is to cut ties, whether it be physical ties or energetic ties. But it's to bring this queen back to her true, authentic self. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. And, can I just add that, I feel like I know you. I know your souls. And I know many of you have, like, truly, truly, I hate to use the word working on oneself, but you've been reflecting and you've been growing and you're getting bolder. And that's a good thing because I feel like why not take some bold chances, right? We only have a limited time in this lifetime. You really have nothing that speaks of blockages other than, well, let's just say anything that's not suiting you. The Fool has a past, but is not taking the past with them. Right. I'm going to start this year free and clear. I'm willing to take that leap of faith. And so you do. And so it begins. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it. That's where I'm going to leave it. Holy abundance, holy love, but every bit of it you have earned. And if no one's giving you a pat on your back, that's for you. Well, your angels and your guides right now are patting you on the back. I loved it. I love you. Thank you. And I'll see you next time at our table. Again, I cannot wait to do your January readings, but I don't want to do them yet. I can't wait. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.